This is something that we pride ourselves, to be able to deliver for our existing client as well as prospective clients, so to speak, or the general public, if I may say that. So, my name is Hafiz. Hafiz Salisu. I work with Panoramic Synergy, and we're truly, truly delighted to have this session here today. And of course, we're not here alone. We're here with our partners from Irish. So, without taking so much of our time, I think I would like to begin so that, like once again, to respect everybody's time and to also, ensure that we get this done as quick as possible so that everybody can go back to what they are meant to do. So ideally, this session wouldn't last longer than an hour, 15 minutes tops, except if there are questions and answers that are required, we'll address that. And, if it drags beyond that, we'll try as much as possible to see that this is wrapped up as early as an hour, 30 minutes. So, once again, we truly appreciate you for finding time to join us. For us participants for this particular call, is a mix of different audience, especially from financial institutions. From our registered list, we have people from commercial banks, we have people from mortgage banks, we have people from fintech, microfinance banks too. In fact, I even saw a few from insurance companies. So this is just a solid confirmation to show how important this is for everybody within the financial space. This also shows how this is how people perceive this, and to also open their eyes to the importance of the subject of discussion today. So, of course, what we're trying to discuss today is xBRL and how it is important for regulatory compliance and as well as strategic advantage. However, before we dive deep into that, I'd like to quickly give an intro about our organization, Panoramic Synergy, what we're about, what we do, and why particularly we're interested in delivering this particular session for the general public. So we've been in existence for quite a while. We do a lot around IT services. We do a lot around governance, risks, and compliance when it comes to GRC services. We also do a lot around, implementing frameworks and best practice for several organizations within the African space, as well as in the UK. We've been doing this for quite a while, so believe us when we say we really are not novice when it comes to all of this in itself. For us, we have over 50 clients, delivering all sorts of things, including the xBRL that we're here to discuss about. We do things around ISO standard implementation. As an organization, we're also certified to this standard, especially 9001 and 27001. So we're truly, truly, we take that serious. We also take our clients serious. We take our partners serious, and things like that. Aside all of this, one other thing we do as an organization is to see how we could deliver some kind of corporate social responsibility, just to be able to carry everybody along to deliver value for the general public. So before now, we do things around training sessions on cloud security, cyber security for a group of people. We just concluded one that housed about 1,000 students from different walks of life. People who are actually workers, people who are actual students too, participated in that particular course, which was about for 8 weeks, just to ensure that we put that value out there. We carry everybody within our circle as well as beyond, along. Aside that, we also do some things around cybersecurity and information security, especially for critical national information infrastructure organizations. So these are generally like public organization or government organization within the Nigerian space. Something to just ensure that we deliver. We ensure that all government institutions are taking cybersecurity serious, and things like that. So these are just few out of so many, services and corporate social responsibilities that are free that we do in that space. And once again, this is something we're just doing so that, we open people's eyes to some of the advantages of doing these things, some of the advantages of compliance, some of the advantages of, sticking to doing what is right and doing it well, So that's what we are here for. And one of the reasons why we're having this session too, because some people, must have had xBRL at some point in time. Some are familiar with it, others are not exactly familiar with it. And that's the reason why, we decided to have this session alongside our partners to be able to deliver a discussion around xBRL, what it means, what it's about, why is it important, especially within the Nigerian space, Why is it important for everybody to adopt this globally? Things like that. So we're truly, truly happy to have these conversations with you. And these are just a list of some of the services that we deliver as an organization. So we wouldn't want to bore you with all of this. So once again, we truly appreciate you for finding time to join us. So, I mean, these are some of the clients we've worked with, so many banks and institutions as well. And of course, you will see why this is important for us to discuss this, especially xBRL as it relates to financial reporting within the commercial, within the financial institution or within the financial space, I mean to say. So let's just quickly go dive deep into it. The purpose of having this conversation today is to discuss xBRL, right? Let's talk about extensible business reporting language. Let's talk about xBRL, what it's about, why it is important, why people doing this, why CBN requiring that people should actually adopt this. Some people just know xBRL because CBN mandates that it should be done. Others actually have researched about this. People, they've actually learned what this means. So this might be like a refresher for some other people. Before xBRL, there has been some kind of approach to some of these things, um not just within the Nigerian space, but even globally. Some people use some form of formatting method, some form of reporting method, probably using Excel or maybe using Word, to draft reports and then share with regulatory institutions. And then it becomes even too cumbersome for regulatory organization to start analyzing some of those data, and stuff like that. It really becomes too troubling. Sometimes, because of that improper reporting format, there is really no consistent structure in some of these things. Hence why xBRL was introduced, to put a proper structure to some of these things, to also reduce time when it comes to putting some of these documentations in place, and so that data are not really in silos, if you get what I mean. So that's the reason why we're having this conversation today. This is why we also want to know why this is important within the Nigerian space, why CBN are mandating that this should be done. So this and a lot of other things will be discussed. I would like to not dive deep into it and let our partners to our speakers rather to speak on these things. And then, of course, if you need questions, if you have questions rather, if you need clarity in any area, please do not hesitate. You could just drop that in the chat room, and then, of course, we'll bring the facilitators' attention to it. So once again, thank you very much, everybody, for your time. I'm sure this will be an insightful conversation for everyone. So at this point, I'd like to bring in our first speaker, Mrs. Niha, to quickly discuss and highlight certain things for us. What xBRL really is. What is the global significance of xBRL in today's world? Why the global adoption? What is the benefits? And of course, there are certain challenges that comes with, right? What is the difference between the manual method and why people are doing the xBRL based reporting method of today? What are the benefits of the structured reporting as it is? This and so many more. I'm sure she will be able to bring and share insights on this with us. And of course, like I said, if you have questions, please do not hesitate. You can just drop that in the chat room. We'll call her attention to it, and then we can as well address some of those things. So once again, thank you very much, everybody. Niha, if you're ready, I hand over to you, and then we hear from you. Thank you very much.
Right. So thank you so much, Hafiz, for the introduction. Yes, I'm sharing my screen. Let me know once it's visible.
Yes, I can. Thank you very much, Niha. I can see your screen.
So before going ahead, as Hafiz has also introduced myself, let me introduce me. I'm Neha and I'm Customer Engagement Manager in Iris Business. I am in this XBRL and IXBRL space from last 15 years from now. So yes, if you have any questions with regards to XBRL domain or anything, please feel free to ask me. You can mail me or you can call me anytime. You will find my number and email address after this webinar. And yeah, before going into what we do, what the mandate do, what our platform do, let's deep dive into the main topic of the webinar, which is what is XBRL? So this is a fundamental question. So let's begin with a fundamental question that what is XBRL? So XBRL stands for Extensible Business Reporting Language. And as the name suggests, it is a language designed specifically for business reporting. But unlike human languages, this one is designed to be read by machines, which makes data reporting and analysis vastly more efficient and accurate. So now a few key points to understand here is, firstly, XBRL is a royalty-free open source standard. That means organizations around the world can use it without paying licensing fees. Yes, you hear it right. And it's not owned by any one company, but it is instead managed by a global consortium called XBRL International. And this body ensures this standard is updated, maintained, and responsive to global needs. Secondly, XBR is widely used for digital financial reporting. This is where the whole XBRL picture is started, helping companies and regulators standardize how financial data is reported, shared, and analyzed. Now let's think of it as a digital format that gives meaning to numbers. It makes data understandable and consistent across systems. Just like a universal language for a financial information. And the third, it's not stopping at only financial data. So now XBR is now being considered for non-financial reporting as well. This includes areas like sustainability reporting, ESG disclosures, and other forms of structured corporate data that benefit from standardization. And finally, XBRL is not just a theoretical concept, it is a widely adopted globally. Over 100 regulators in 60 countries are using or mandating XBRL for business and financial disclosures. So that includes central banks, stock exchanges, tax authorities, and securities regulators. So, in summary, XBR is a mature, global, open standard that's transforming how the world handles business data, making it more accessible, comparable, and actionable. So, this fundamental understanding will help us better grasp how XBRL work, which we will, of course, dive in our upcoming slides. But before that, we will just quickly take a look for the global adoption. So these are few countries or the continents, but now you can see XBRL all over the world. XBRL is in every continent and in every country. XBRL is in Europe, starting with the US, that is United States. It's in North America, and of course in Middle East and Africa as well, starting with South Africa and now in Nigeria as well. So this is a global adoption all over the world. And now let's understand how XBRL actually works. And to make it relatable, we are going to use a simple example of our everyday life, that is shirt. Also, you can see on the slide that XBRL stands for Extensible Business Reporting Language, and it is essentially a standard for digital financial reporting. But what does standard really mean? In this context, let's break it down using a simple example in a layman language. On the left side of the screen, we see shirts, an item all of us are familiar with. Shirts comes in various sizes like small, medium, large, XL, and so on. Now, each size isn't just a label. It is defined by specific parameters or attributes, just as chest size, width, sleeve length, shoulder width, etc. So when we say a shirt, a size of 42, it has very specific measurement that defines what 42 means. And that shirt size 42 will be the same across any brand store you go. So that because the sizing follows a standard. Now you walk into a shop, ask for a size 42 shirt and be confident it will fit in a predictable way. So that's the power of standardization. It makes communication and expectations consistent and reliable. So now coming back to the xBRL. So it does the same thing, but for the financial data. Just like shirt sizes, financial concepts like revenue, net profit, asset, liabilities are defined with specific attributes in xBRL. These definitions allow systems across the world to interpret and compare data uniformly. So when two companies reported their data in xBRL and both mentioned net income, systems know exactly what the term means, how it's calculated, and how it can be compared. So just like knowing what to expect from your size shirt 42, it's similar to that only. I hope this with this example, the term XBRL is more clearer. I tried to be as simple as possible. And now, as we continue exploring the value of structured digital reporting, now let's focus on a very important question, that why do we need to go digital at all? So at the core of this transformation is one simple goal: empowering investors and decision makers with better, smarter, and faster insights. So now, as Hafiz said in his introductory slides, that traditional paper-based or PDF reporting methods are static, hard to analyze, and often inconsistent. In contrast, digital reporting, especially when powered by standards like XBRL, bring three major benefits. Let's walk through them one by one. First is the transparent and searchable information. Obviously, I will be explaining these in more details with again with simple examples, because understanding the need of digital reporting is more important than adopting them into our real life. Yeah, if someone has any questions, please let me know. I hope. Okay.
Please go ahead.
So
Yeah, we have muted the person. Please go ahead. We've
yeah,
muted the person. Thank you.
okay. So the first benefit is that the transparency and the searchable information. So with digital reporting, data is no longer locked inside bulky annual reports. Instead, it becomes machine readable, searchable, and easily accessible. So this transparency makes it easier for investors and analysts to find the specific information they need, whether it's a revenue data, whether it's a tax details or ESG disclosure, and to do so quickly and very efficiently. The next benefit is data accuracy and consistency, which plays a very important role. So in traditional reporting, what happens? Data often goes through multiple hands and formats, from Excel to Word, Word to PDF, and multiple versions gets created, which increases the chance of human error. Digital reporting eliminates many of these risks by ensuring that the data is captured, validated, and published in a structured and standardized format. And this is not only improves accuracy, but also ensures consistency across time periods and across reporting entities. And the third, but not the least, is comparable information. Why are we doing all these things? So that the competitors, the peer companies can easily compare these data. And one of the biggest challenges for the investors is comparing data across different companies, industries, or countries. So this digital reporting solves this problem by tagging data with standardized definitions. As a result, users, whether they are investors, regulators, customers, suppliers, or analysts, can compare apple to apple and not apple to oranges. So this comparability is essential for risk assessment, performance benchmarking, and smart decision making in global markets. So in short, in a summary, digital reporting gives us information that is transparent, accurate, and comparable. So these are the three pillars, and let's see these three pillars one by one using a simple example. I will quickly walk you through the examples. So as we say that the first benefit is transparent and searchable information. So here we have a company A who has sales as 7,348 million euros as of 31st December 2024. So normally this is, if you see as just a number, but with XBRL, it becomes more useful. Why? Because that numbers get extra information added to it, like the XBRL tag, which is the revenue, right? The period, which is from 1st January 2024 to 31st December 2024. The unit, which is Nigerian Naira, and the scale, which is millions. So instead of just seeing a number 7,7348, we know exactly what it is, where it's from, and how it read. And because XBRL tags, all this information is possible in a structured way. Computers can read it too, and not just people or human. So this means data becomes searchable, comparable, and ready to finalize. And the next example is improving the data accuracy. Now let's talk about the data accuracy. So on the screen, you can see a basic financial snapshot for company A. So for the year ending 31st December 2019, the company reported again a revenue of 8,000 million in euros. Now the cost of sale is 6,000 million euros, giving a gross profit of 2,000 million euros. Now let's look how XBRL comes into play. Each of these figures is tagged using XBRL tags like IFRS full revenue, IFRS full cost of sales, IFRS full gross profit. With XBRL, these tags are not just labels, they are connected through a logical formula. The system automatically checks that revenue minus cost of sales equal to gross profit. In this case, 8,000 minus 6,000 equal to 2,000, which is correct. And this is called a calculation check, and it's built into the system automatically. It helps ensure numbers add up the way they are supposed to. There is also a formula check, for example, making sure values like equity are reported and not left blank. And these rules are part of the XBRL taxonomy and help to catch the errors very easily. So in short, XBRL improves the quality and accuracy of financial data by automatically validating numbers using a building logic. Now let's look at the third example, which is comparable. Now let's look at how XBRL helps data make more data comparable, which is especially useful for investors, analysts, customers, and regulators. On this slide, we see financial data from company B for the year ending 31st December 2024. Again, the reported value is revenue is 1,280 million euros. So just like, an earlier example, the data is tagged. The XBRL tagging has been done with the tag revenue. Period has been assigned, that is 31st January 2024 to 31st December 2024. The scale is in millions. The currency is in Nigerian Naira. Now here, where XBRL really shows its power, below we compare this with company A, which reported sales of 7,348. Even though one says sales and the other says revenue, both are linked to the same XBRL tag, that is revenue. This means the machine can recognize that sales and revenue are the same concepts. So even if companies use different wording, XBRL ensures their numbers can be accurately compared. So for users of financial data, whether it is investors comparing companies or suppliers reviewing client performance, this consistency makes analysis much faster and more reliable. So that's the value of XBRL. That's the power of XBRL. Now, this is a practical example of data accuracy, which I was talking about in my previous slides. So these screenshots are from our platform, and these are real life examples. And these are real life inconsistencies where you can see using the logic, building logic, you can identify the errors in your report. Here, the data is not accurate. There are errors in the calculations, in statement of cash flows. Even though the difference is of one Nigerian Naira, but still it makes difference. And it would not be able to capture in your Excel or Word or PDF, but using xBRL, these errors can be captured easily and can be rectified. Even auditors are not able to capture these errors, but xBRL, using xBRL, this can be possible. Okay, coming to the next slide. Now we will see the future, which is the digital reporting of ESG data. So currently companies submit sustainability report in PDF format, or the financial report in PDF format. The disadvantage of PDF format is that information is locked, making it hard for investors and analysts to both search and analyze information for decision making. Also, there is a chances of reporting mistakes being present due to manual reporting process of reporting. You will never want an external person to spot an inconsistency or a mistake in your report. So what is the best way to solve this? The solution lies in digital reporting. So digital reporting refers to information being submitted in an electronic format, which make it easier for everyone who use data to both access information and also to analyze information. So almost visualize digital data as a barcode, which has all the information which machines can read instantly. So here, I would like to introduce my colleague Hemant, who is also in this call and who is one of the panelists and the guest speaker, to help us to understand that how this transition actually happens. Is it PDF directly to digital reporting or xBRL, or is there some other way that this transition happens? Hemant, are you there?
Yeah, Neha. Am I audible?
Yeah, Hemant.
Okay. Thank you, Neha. And uh, thank you everyone for joining this call and allowing us to demonstrate all of our presentations. Let me quickly introduce me. I am Hemant. I am heading one of the business lines in IRIS for the BFSI entities. So before I talk about all of these transitions, as you all are from the BFSI entities, you all would have seen, and you all are expert. You would have seen the transition from the paper-based reporting to digital reporting. Earlier, it used to be in a paper-based format. Subsequently, it has moved to the PDF, Excels, and the Word files. Even going forward, I think currently in Nigeria, it is a FINA reporting happening in XML format, which is also a digital reporting format. But XML has its own limitations, I would say. That's where I think various regulators across the globe have moved towards the xBRL. And similarly, I think Nigerian Central Bank of Nigeria also looking forward to adopt the xBRL as the regulatory reporting technology. So it has advantages, and that's where I think you would have seen the transition. And as Neha correctly mentioned in our previous slides, that why XBRL is important, and that's where the benefits of XBRL based reporting been seen by the various regulators, and they have been mandating it to the regulated entities. So XBRL is the way forward. What we see, there are more than 60 or 90 countries, I believe, in across the globe who have already adopted XBRL as a regulatory reporting language, and certainly we, Central Bank of Nigeria, would also follow the same. Right, Neha, if you can go to the next slide.
Yeah.
So Neha has previously highlighted that there are ESG reports which are being reported in XBRL format, annual reports which are also being submitted across the globe in the XBRL format. In Nigeria also, as in certainly annual reports would be mandated by Corporate Affairs Commission, which essentially manages all the corporates. But when it comes to the Central Bank of Nigeria, which would certainly uh, mandate all the reports, as in prudential reports, we may talk about it, where all your risk, all your frauds, all your non-compliance or the non-performing assets will get reported to the central bank. All such reports will get mandated by the Central Bank of Nigeria to the banks in Nigeria. So here we would like to, as in I'm here to explain you what are the common challenges being faced by BFSI entities in this type of regulatory reporting. So the first and foremost important challenge is when it comes to the prudential reporting, it's a large customer data what banks have been dealing with. And if you have to submit such a large transactional data or such a large customer base data, it's not humanly possible to collect that data manually. You would certainly need a system which can help you do the data aggregation collection from various systems automatically, right? So that's essential for any digital reporting, and that's the beauty of xBRL, where when xBRL is expecting precise data to be reported, at the same time it allows regulated entities to adopt to the technologies where you can adopt to the proven and tested solutions where you can ease your compliance burden rather than involving manual efforts. You can adapt it to the technology and you can be more precise. So even if it is a large volume of data, even if it is a customer data, even if it is a fraud data, you can collect it from various systems automatically by adopting the systems. Then also it comes to the data standardization, data aggregation, and you would also like to maintain the consistency when it comes to the regulatory reporting. That's where all the softwares are there in the market. Even Iris would like to introduce our flagship product, Ideal, for this matter. I'll talk about it in a while. But when we are talking about the challenges, so large volume of the data is the primary. Second is the high frequency of reports. So now, when it comes to the annual reports, it's a one report being filed annually. But when it comes to the prudential reporting, there could be many more reports which you may have to file to the Central Bank of Nigeria. And the frequency of these reports may vary from daily reporting to weekly reporting, fortnightly, monthly, quarterly, half yearly, and annual reports. So you will certainly face or you will have to file so many reports with the various frequencies of reporting. So you would need a trusted solution, or you would certainly you would be looking forward to a trusted solution partner who will provide you or who will assist you with such a high frequency of report, and who will provide you with the solution which can ease your compliance burden for such high frequency of reports. Then the third and important aspect when it comes to the reporting to the central bank and prudential reporting is the regulatory changes. Because once it is adopted by the central bank, once central bank says that I need all your data to be reported in xBRL format, they will see that how the transition of the reports will happen, and they'll constantly see that or they will feel there is a need of constant upgrades. So at the primary stage, certainly there would be more relaxed guidelines. But as you go along, there will be more complex and granular or more complex validations, granular data requirements will be there. In this case, regulator will keep on changing the regulatory guidelines, right? So be it comes to the changes in the structure of the reports, they may demand more data points to be reported. They may introduce more validations into the report. They may introduce more stringent frequencies of reporting. So regulatory changes are very constant and very frequent, and that's where you would certainly need a solution which is trusted and can help you with such frequent regulatory changes, and a quick adoption to those changes would be the key in this reporting. And when it comes to the prudential reporting, certainly banks would look forward to and data confidentiality, because all your customer data, all their deposits, all their money, all your loans and everything will be an highly confidential data. You would do not, you as a bank wouldn't want this to be shared outside world or with the other should get as in published in the local environment. So that's where the data confidentiality will be highly demanded, and that's where you would need a solution which is secure, which has taken care of all the security aspects, such as all the vulnerabilities should be taken care of very well. All nowadays you see all the phishing attacks happening on the servers. It should cater to that. All the SOC 1, SOC 2, as in the security related certification should be passed by the software which is being procured by these entities. And you would certainly need a solution which is on premise to you rather than having it on cloud precisely, or or somewhere else, you would certainly want it on premise because you would be concerned about your data. So all of this, in short, are the challenges being faced by the financial institutions. And the good news is there are various service providers in across the globe, uh, but Iris is one of the leading service provider in this space. We have experienced more than 20 years in this space. Now, if you can go to the next slide, please. So when I talk about the ideal, which is the solution being offered in the globally for the BFSI entities, banking and financial institutions across the globe, which offers all of these advantages to the banks, which essentially means we offer a server-based solution which is on-premise to the entities. We help them automate the data from your sources, which means that we can eliminate all your manual interventions and manual efforts, which is essentially brings the ease of compliance to you. We offer 100% accuracy in the reports what being filed to the central bank. The quick turnaround times for any regulatory changes are there with our solution. Our solutions are designed in such a way that it offers those quick turnaround for any regulatory changes. We offer on-premise as well as on cloud solutions because we also have kept this option of on cloud is because nowadays many entities are going with the private cloud where security aspects have been taken care of by the cloud service providers, and that's where they want to move and switch to the cloud based infrastructure. So we offer both on premise as well as cloud based solutions by taking care of all your security aspects. So that's the solution being offered. If I talk about the popularity of this solution, Neha, if you can go to the next slide. If I talk about the popularity, there are more than 200 banks using this software across the globe for the central bank reporting. In India itself, if I talk about the success story, in India, there are 105 banks, which are commercial bank, which are large private public sector banks, foreign banks operating in India. It's a mix of all. Out of 105 banks, there are 98 banks who are using Iris software for central bank reporting. So that's the popularity. That's the quality we brought in the process, and that's where being trusted by so many banks across the globe. And we would certainly like to help all the banks, as in Nigeria also, for all their problem statements. We would like to ease your compliance burden because certainly when it comes to the regulatory reporting, it is seen as a compliance burden by the entities because of the complexities. And with the help of such experts, as in certainly an Iris in this case, you would feel that this is no longer a compliance burden, but it's a ease of compliance can be brought to you. So that's the promise, and that's the process we follow. Neha, if you go to the next slide, please.
Yeah.
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 So if you want to talk about Iris, Neha, a bit more.
Yeah. Before going ahead, I just want to hand over to Hafiz, so that the other panelists can also have, and then we can have this as per the agenda. Hafiz, over to you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you very much, Neha. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you very much, Hamid. That was beautifully said. That was beautifully delivered. Thank you very much, Neha, too. I mean, I got a lot of things from what you've shared, especially the benefits as well, and him had also hitting the nail on the head when it comes to the challenges that are currently faced. But of course, just like you rightly mentioned, compliance, the entire purpose of all of this is to see how we could encourage and bring ease of compliance to people, to banks, to financial institutions, and things like that. So I think at this juncture, I like to quickly bring in our next speaker, Mr. Ayokunle, who is one of our technical experts within the organization. He is currently the Chief Technology Officer from Panoramic Synergy, and of course, he would also speak on a few things, especially how we can't really overflog emphasis of CBN on xBRL. So I will be speaking to us about why banks, financial institutions, needs to embrace xBRL. I know that Niha and Helmet have talked about that a bit, but of course, we also need to narrow this down, to the Nigerian space. What are the key compliance requirements, especially within this particular space? What are the penalties as well? So all of that nitty-gritty within the Nigerian space. My colleague, Mr. Ayokule, the Chief Technology Officer from Panoramic Synergy, will dive deep on those areas. And then, of course, we'll get final words from the Iris team, and then we'll then bring in Mr. Sunny from our end, to wrap up. Mr. Ayokule, are you there so that I can hand over to you, sir?
Hello, Hafiz. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, sir. Loud and clear.
Okay. Please let me share my screen.
Thank you very much, sir.
Just give me a moment. I'm sharing my screen. Let me know when you can see my screen, please.
Yes, I can, sir.
Okay, so let me. Yeah, okay. So good day, everyone. As you rightly said, Nia have said a lot about the benefits, but I'll just try to run through it from a little bit of a Nigerian perspective. So the first thing I would say is that I could remember in 2021 when Dangote Cement, they became the first listed company, the first public company in Nigeria that were filing their reports in xBRL, or let me say that we're making their reports available in xBRL format, because they were not actually filing it because the mandate wasn't clear then, but they had xBRL format available. It was a huge thing. It was publicized all over. There was even a report in xBRL international site. And the reason I am bringing this up is that um, xBRL have the potential to give your own organization a competitive advantage. It can bring you out of your contemporaries. I mean, just imagine you are an insurance company and you are the first insurance company in Nigeria to adopt this standard. It says a lot about the strategy your organization would have and the perception of your organization to your stakeholders. So that's one core reason why you should have that in mind as well. Then I also wanted to point out that our partners, Iris Carbon, they are not just, as Nia rightly said, you can see the multiple of financial institutions they've worked with across the globe. But one thing that I also want to emphasize is that they are a certified solution. So if you should go on xbrl.org site and you see a list of certified solutions, you find out that Iris Carbon is listed there. So I believe you can see it from my screen. You can see the URL. So xBRL as a global standard, there's an international body that governs its operations, and they are certified tools. The same way for PCI DSS, we have um, approved scanning vendors, and you can have a list of tools that are ASV, that can scan the environment um, of PCI to ensure compliance with PCI. Then we have just a couple of some considerations that should be made when considering the standard, and I have some of that here as well. Yeah, so briefly at PSC, and the my co-panelists made a very important point. He spoke about the fact that they have an on-prem version and the cloud version. And one thing I would say is that, especially if the CBN requirement mandates commercial banks in particular to go with the on-prem version, it will be important that you are working with a partner that are knowledgeable about how that can provide adequate support as at when needed. And I think that is what distinguishes PSC as an organization, because of our own experience working with clients on the same standard, we can help you to um, we can provide adequate support as at when needed concerning this standard. We work with our global team and we find a way around how the best approach that you should take concerning adopting this standard as well. We were involved in the last CBN audit that happened last year, which xBRL was one of the standards that we looked at as well. So these are some of the primary goals. I'll be very fast that you have to look at when in the Nigerian space concerning xBRL. So why do you need xBRL? So I had this is a run through of some of the key aspects. Nia already spoke about some of all these things and she gave wonderful examples around transparency, around democratization of finance and the like. So I don't need to speak a lot about that. But where I am really going to is the CBN compliance requirement. So if you go to the CBN website, you are going to be able to download a couple of documents that covers the xBRL requirement, what is expected of commercial banks in particular. And I took a screenshot of a portion of it and you can see it here as well. So it's a long document that you can go to and it tells you about what you need to do to be in line with xBRL. Let me mention that the mandate from CBN is still evolving. There are some requirements, but some other aspects are still not entirely clear. And I think that is one advantage of working with a global partner as well, because of the experience across the globe and because of the fact that xBRL is a global standard, it's not going to, the approach of CBN is not going to be something that have never been taken before. So it's something that because of different implementation paths that we have become that our partners are used to, it will be easy to envisage what CBN will be doing and will be able to provide the best approach for you to take. Yeah, so some penalties. I think one of the core penalties is the regulatory sanction. So there's an IT Standard Council that audits several organizations on their compliance with xBRL. Some organizations are found wanting. Definitely, there are penalties for that. And even more importantly as well, there's going to be a huge competitive disadvantage. I mean, if your competitors are adopting a standard and you are being left behind, I mean, it's an issue. So those are the core penalties, core disadvantage that we perceive will be an issue for being left behind. Because as you rightly said, we started with paper format, we moved to Excel PDF format, and now we are going to xBRL. So you don't want to be left behind. So it's very important that this standard is taken very, very seriously. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, thank you very much. I'll be handing over to Hafiz now.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ayokle. That was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you very much. And it was quick as possible. I truly appreciate that. And of course, I truly appreciate the fact where you said this is gradually evolving, and no, we wouldn't want anybody to be left behind. Hence why We're trying as much as possible to provide a lot of sensitization on all of this. We're trying as much as possible to ensure that people are aware of what this is, to also know what the penalties are, so that, nobody's caught unawares. Nobody's will say they do not know about some of these things when CBN comes knocking, if you get what I'm saying. Before I quickly hand over to also Neha, just in case she wants to do any wrap up from Iris area. If you're on this call and you've actually not registered, we've dropped the registration link in the chat room so that you could quickly do that registration. And I'm sure rather my team have plans to also share a certificate of attendance to people who are actually on this call. So please, if you're on this call and you've not registered, please go to the chat room. There's a registration link there. You could just put in your details, and of course, the certificate of registration will be sent to you. So once again, thank you very much, Ayokunle. That was beautifully said. And of course, everybody who have actually participated in this session. I'm sure questions will come in because I actually saw one question in the chat room, but we'll provide opportunity for more questions to come in. And of course, I'm sure the facilitators are in capable hands to be able to answer such questions. So Niha, I don't know if you have any final thing you want to share from Iris before we also bring this to a close. So the link is on the chat room. I think we'll share the link again, registration link again, so that you click on that link and it will take you to where you would key in your details, name and email addresses, things like that. So Nia, I hand over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hafiz. And yes, Kunle has given a very insightful information, which really helps everyone to actually see what's going on with this CPN mandate. Okay, I'm again sharing my screen. Let me know once it's visible.
Yes, I can see your screen. Thank you.
Okay. So I will be starting with Iris Business and Iris Carbon introduction, that who we are and what we do. As Ayokule has rightly mentioned, we are the member of xBRL OR International. And by way of introduction, the name of our company is Iris Business Services, a global leader in the space of reporting and compliance solution. We are a listed company in India. We are listed in Bombay Stock Exchange and National Stock Exchange. With over 20 years of experience, operating in 50 plus countries, serving 5,000 plus customers, and facilitating millions of filings, IRIS has built a robust reputation for delivering innovative solutions tailored to meet evolving regulatory requirements. So you can see here that IRIS operates across 4 distinct technology domains. SupTech, which is supervisory technology, RegTech, which is regulatory technology, TaxTech, which is taxation technology, and data tech. And each segment's designed to cater to specific needs. Let's explore each of these in more details. When it comes to SupTech, that is supervisory technology, it consists of taxonomy and consulting and IRIS i5. For taxonomy and consulting, our team specializes in taxonomy design and development, along with consulting, training, and research and development. And we are very proud to say that currently IRIS is helping GRI to build its taxonomy, which will be releasing in upcoming months. This segment ensures that regulatory bodies can seamlessly standardize and manage data reporting requirements. IRIS i5, this is a flagship filing platform designed specifically for regulators. It enables them to receive pre-validated data, ensuring that filings are accurate, structured, and compliant with the necessary guidelines. Then we come to the regulatory technology, which I will be coming in very shortly. Before that, I would like to go with the taxation technology and data technology. In taxation technology, it is IRIS GST, our end-to-end SaaS solution for GST compliance in India, is one of the most comprehensive platform available. It also includes the taxation technology, also includes e-invoicing. So this solution streamlines invoice creation and management, offering seamless integration with IRIS GST. Then we have data technology. So data technology includes Credixo. Credixo provides DAS-based tax and invoice data feeds that facilitate informed lending decisions. Then we have Iris Peridot. This mobile and DAS app allows businesses to verify GST compliance quickly and easily, ensuring real-time accuracy in tax data. We also have iConnect. So this is a very important tool for the investors and the analytics. Our data analytics product is designed for peer benchmarking and comparisons, helping organizations stay competitive in their industries by making data-driven decisions. Now I'm coming to the regulatory technology where Iris Carbon and Iris Idle comes from. So Iris Carbon is a robust SaaS-based document authoring and compliance reporting platform. This solution simplifies the preparation, validation, submission of compliance report, such as your ESG report, your financial report, your non-financial report, and other, ensuring accuracy and efficiency. Iris Idle, this solution is geared towards the banking and financial services and insurance and organizations, enabling automated reporting. So before I go ahead, I just want to ask Hemant. Hemant, do you want to add anything with all our flagship products? Any of our flagship products?
Yeah, thanks. So, yeah, apart from all of this, in the RegTech space, we offer various other products such as for FATCA reporting, for CRS reporting, for prudential reporting, such as central bank reporting. There are cross-border wire transfer reporting as well. So there are various reporting solutions IRIS offers, which are specific to the banking needs. We also offer the complete suite of product, which essentially takes care of all the regulatory compliance, be it for the central bank, be it for the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, or be it for the cross-border wire transfers, or be it for any other foreign compliances such as CRS. All of these reports can be offered under the single flagship product. We call it as one-stop solution for the banking industry, and that falls under our RegTech business, regulatory technology business.
Thank you,
Yes, Neha.
Hemant. Yeah, this is really very useful. Yeah, and this is a global footprint. As I said in my earlier slide, we are Iris is in this field from last 20 years. We are in 54 countries, having 30 plus xBRL projects. We have 450 plus experts who are expertise in their own domain, in their own space. We have 6,500 plus clients, which includes regulator, banks, entities, listed companies, large companies, and millions of filings are getting filed every year using our platform. So this is a global footprint where you can see IRIS in every continent and every country. And you might be wondering where IRIS stands in Nigeria. So let me go. So sorry. Yeah. So this is the Nigerian footprint. So in Nigeria, as Ayokunle mentioned, that Dangote Cement is the first who has published their report in xBRL format, and we are proud to say that report has been created using Iris Carbon platform. So where our journey has been started, and this journey is still going on, and you can see uh, Iris Carbon is almost covering 60 plus percentage of market in Nigeria. So here we have with the Iris Carbon. Iris Carbon is a flagship product of Iris Business, as I said in my earlier slides, and is in 35 plus countries, and is a SaaS-based cloud solution for companies to manage your internal and external reporting, whether it's a financial report or non-financial report. So our flagship solution Iris Carbon offers everything from xBRL, iXBRL reporting to disclosure management and data analytics. So these are our key accomplishments. These are few of the awards we have won during 2025, spring 2025. You can just go to the Gartner and G2 website, which are the online review site, and see our wonderful reviews our clients has given us, which really help you to in your decision making. And we are in Capterra, Trustpilot, GetApp, Software Advice, Gartner, and G2. And these are a few customers from all over the world. So these are few of the numbers. There are many more in the list. We have clients from US, UK, Europe, and you name the country, and we have the clients in African market as well. What are the more reason to trust us? So when it comes to customer rating, we are CSAT, customer satisfaction score is 96 out of 100. Our NPS score is 92 out of 100, and our customer retention ratio is 92%. And this comes with our valuable customers who gives their valuable feedback, and we really care and matter the feedbacks, and we really work very carefully with those feedbacks. And when it comes to quality, we are ranked as number one in the quality quarter over quarter, year over year. So this is a quality chart given by a firm called xBRL Logic, where you can see that we are topping the chart from quarter over quarter and year over year. And this is a product suite. Iris Carbon product suites offer everything from iXBRL reporting to disclosure management and data analytics. So let's see carbon product suite one by one. So in the product suite, you have your all-in-one solution or a platform for comprehensive ESG reporting, which streamline your data management and impactful stakeholder communication. It's a collaborative cloud-based platform designed to simplify compliance with reporting standards across various taxonomies and frameworks. Yes, you have heard it right, across various taxonomies and framework, whether it is your ISSB, TCFD,
Have you
GRI, or
sent it prior
ESR.
to now? Have you sent it before now?
Please, can you kindly mute your mic? Thank you very much. Kindly mute your mic. Neha, please go ahead.
Okay. So we have a Iris Carbon Disclosure Management platform as well, which is Microsoft 365 based SaaS solution tailored for the office of CFO. It is a collaborative platform which assists user in preparing, reviewing, and finalizing financial and non-financial reports, whether it is your annual report, whether it is your quarterly report, your ESG report, any of your internal reports, you say. And it's highly efficient manner. And then we have obviously we are in this iXBRL space from last 20 years, which is our bread and butter. And this solution handles all your xBRL and iXBRL reporting needs across mandates and geographies. The ultimate solution for xBRL analytics with a powerful add-in Microsoft Excel, you can easily load and analyze xBRL data from public company filing using Iris Carbon iConnect platform. So these are our product suites, and the use cases for Iris Carbon is your external reporting, whether it is your annual report, quarterly report, interim reports, press releases, your xBRL or iXBRL format. Your internal reporting, whether it is your management report, corporate presentations, budget board or budget report, quarter executive briefings, or your sustainability report, whether no matter it is from any framework, whether it is from the ESRS, ISSB, GRI, or BRSR. And this is our implementation methodology, which comes from the preparation that as soon as the company start our engagement, a customer engagement manager will be assigned and will be taking a kickoff call, and then the onboarding will happen as soon as the kickoff call gets completed, and then then the training session will be happened, where the exhaustive and extensive training will be given to the users, where the users can actually come to the platform and try their hands on. So this is the implementation methodology for the end company, which we will be will started as soon as the engagement gets started. So last but not the least, before I wrap up this session, I just want to close this webinar with a ESG and its growing relevance. So this sustainability continues to move from a nice to have to must to have, as everyone knows. So ESG reporting is gaining serious momentum globally, as everyone is hearing ESG everywhere. So what you are seeing in the screen is a map that highlights how various countries are moving forward with ESG reporting regulations, where you can see Nigeria as well and the other countries as well. So the blue highlighted, uh, green highlighted is the ISSP led assurance, and the blue highlighted, dark blue highlighted is the ISSP led no assurance. And the year from where the countries will be mandating with their regulation, ESG regulation, where Nigeria would be starting from 2028. So this is a global trend in ESG reporting, which is actually is the upcoming trend or the ongoing trend, rather I will say. And I would like to introduce the ESG reporting by Iris Carbon so that everyone should have a fair idea that what the ESG reporting contains. So regardless of geography, three core imperatives are emerging for effective ESG reporting. One is to engage the stakeholders, to define your disclosure roadmap, and build a data foundation. Okay, so these are the three core competitives, and I will not go much into this because this slide is self-explanatory. I will just go on the reporting side where Iris Carbon goes beyond and just templated outputs. So our platform runs a gap analysis. So you can identify what's missing or misaligned with regulatory requirements. And for those working on carbon disclosures, we support carbon accounting and emission reporting in line with GHG protocol and other relevant standards. And you can report under multiple frameworks simultaneously, be it your CSRD, ISSB, TCFT, or local mandates, and map disclosure across there efficiently. So there might be a cases that your report contains GRI and ISSB framework in one report, and the reporting can be possible along with the xBRL tagging can be possible in a single report. So that's what it means, multiple frameworks simultaneously. And most importantly, reports are XBRL tagged and digitally linked, ensuring transparency, machine readability, and seamless regulator submission. So with Iris Carbon, you are not just preparing the ESG compliance, you are building a robust, auditable, and future-proof ESG reporting program, whether you are just starting out or already several years into sustainability reporting. Our platform flexible scales with your needs. So yes, you can always contact us if there is a you have any questions, any concerns, we are here to help you out. So that's it from my side, and I am handing over the stage to Hafiz now. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
very much, Neha. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. I'm sure some of our participants here are, wowed by the delivery by Iris. And of course, we're also happy to have partnered with your organization to be able to deliver this. I mean, as earlier mentioned, I mean, we also, our partners are able to also deliver the implementation of the xBRL alongside the tools that will be deployed that our partners would also use for our clients. So without further delay, I know that a few questions have come up because we also have like a group where some people have sent a few questions. I also saw one or two questions in the chat room. So I'm going to bring up those questions, and because time has been a bit spent, I'd like to advise maybe we'll just use about a minute to answer those questions. One or two questions have been addressed to Mr. Ayokunle. A few questions also have been channeled dealt to you. So when I mentioned the question, please, you could just do us a favor of responding in like a minute so that we can also bring this to a beautiful close in a very quick time. Mr. Ayokule, there's a question directed to you. I don't know if you're still here with us. I mean, because you also were the first person who initially mentioned the thing about Dangote before also confirming from Nihad, who has also mentioned that. The question for you now is that, I mean, some people who are actually on this call, or a particular person who is on this call, is wondering if this is specifically tied to finance organization. Of course, you've already clearly mentioned that, you know, it's not tied to finance industries alone, but will you be kind enough to share, is there specification on the kind of industries that can use xBRL, or is it anybody who can just use that, you know? Maybe if Nihal has anything she wants to add after you have mentioned, then of course we'll be happy to get that. But that's the question for you, Mr. Ayokle. I don't know if you're here with us.
Yeah, thank you, Afi. So what I will say is that you know, we have the Corporate Affairs Commission and we have public companies, especially for public companies. Public companies will most likely be the next category of companies that will be mandated to adopt xBRL. So
Right.
there's really no category of companies per se, but if we should look at what is available across the world, I would say that apart from the banks, another major target will be public companies, because from my own computer, I am able to use xBRL to have a look at financial statements of companies that are in the United States, public companies in the United States. And the reason that is possible is because of xBRL. So for public companies, that is also another category of companies that will definitely be need to adopt this standard. And I mean, Dangote Cement, I know it's a public company, so they're already thinking ahead. But I would say that all companies that, I mean, you are registering with CAC is something that you should have, because it's a global standard. It's the next way. I mean, the standard is extensible business reporting language. So as long as you have a business and you need to report to an agency, it is a standard that can be adopted. Thank you. I hope I
Beautiful,
didn't use more
beautiful.
than 1 minute.
No, you did not. Thank you very much. Thank you. Nihal, you want to add anything to that, or you think that has that's okay?
No, I completely agree with
Absolutely.
my colleague. Yeah, and it's always start with the banking industry and it continues with the public listed companies with and the large companies. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. All right, thank you very much. So there's a next question, and I'm going to take that from the chat room here. It says, how has the global adoption of xBRL influenced international financial standards and cross-border regulatory compliance? Niha, I don't know if you want to take that.
I can try. So this
Okay.
global adoption of xBRL, of course, it's influenced international financial standards. So no matter whether the company is it's a public listed company and listed in various countries, but still xBRL standards because of its standards, whether the company is following the IFRS standards or the US GAAP standards, the taxonomy are designed such a way that if any one standards is getting followed, that will be applicable for the cross-border regulatory compliance as well. I hope I answered the question.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I get that clearly. I get that clearly. Thank you very much. So one more question for you, Niha. There's a question also in the chat room. Is ESG reporting IFRS compliance too? That's a question for you.
Yeah, no, ESG reporting is not IFRS compliant. ESG reporting has frameworks, and this frameworks is the ISSB framework is designed by IFRS standards.
Okay.
So IFRS is something is different, and the ISSB standard is different. But although it's designed by IFRS, but both are different.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you very much. Mr. Ayokule, I have a question for you also that it's directed towards you. I hope you're still with us. So there's a question that says, you know, as xBRL experts, you know, what's the most, from your own experience, obviously, what's the common most misconceptions organizations have about xBRL, especially for regulatory reporting? I know you've worked with us for a very long time and working with us implementing this for several organizations, and I'm sure you've also encountered things like that. So, what's the common, misconceptions that arises when it comes to organization adopting this?
That's a deep one. Let me see. Okay, so I would say that something I've encountered a lot was
Yeah.
that is that it is a you need to be like a developer before you can use it. For us to adopt it, we need to carry the accountants along. The accountants are like the major stakeholders, but they always have the feeling that it is very tech oriented. They might not be able to understand it. And I think that is the good thing about Iris Carbon, because I have also seen the solution that Iris are providing is very user friendly, it's easy to use, and it's something that accountants will be able to work with quite easily. So, but from my own past experience working with some other means of meeting this standard, I would say that it's the techie aspects of it. Many persons and they are not very familiar with XML and things like that. So that's one issue that I think that
Right.
we usually face. There might be others, but it's not
Yeah.
probably later on I would recall those. Yeah. Thank you.
Right. No problem at all. Thank you very much. Beautifully said. Beautifully said. Niha, you have anything you want to add to that? Or that's good from your end as well.
Hafiz,
Hello,
we
Niha, are
lost
you with
for
us?
you for you. We lost you for a
Okay.
second.
All right, that's fine. Let's just jump to the other question so that we don't take so much time. There's another question on the chat room. I do not know if you will be taking that or Hermes will be taking that for us. So the question says, what role does Iris software plays in helping business align with international ESG frameworks such as GRI and the rest? So I don't know if you will do that or Hermes will do that.
Yeah, I will take that question. Maybe Heyman can add it if I missed anything.
All
So
right, that's
yes,
fine.
as I mentioned in my slides as well, Iris Carbon helps businesses align with the ESG frameworks like GRI, SASB, TCSB, ISSB by enabling structured data collection. We will help you with the gap analysis. We will help you to framework your disclosure mapping, the real-time collaboration between different teams, different subsidiaries or different units. We also have the automated validations, and of course, the digital reporting is in place as well. So we are there for you from right from the start till the end. We are there to help you out.
All right, awesome, awesome. Thank you very much. So I think there's a last question, and I think from there we'll just bring this to a close. There are other questions that are trooping in our group chat. There are people are coming in because we have like a community where people, throw in questions, and of course, so I'm just picking those questions from there. So there's this question that comes in that says, within the space where we are, one of the biggest challenges that come, maybe I'll direct this to Ayokuli, and then maybe Niha can add to it. One of the biggest challenges that happens that happens within this space is that most organizations feel reluctant to make investment on things like this. They always think that there's no major return on investment, especially when they are doing things like this, because of course this is also not it's not a free you're not getting a free tool. This is something that has some kind of cost attached to it. So most organizations try to shy away from these things, even though it's a regulatory compliance. Regulatory bodies are insisting that people or organizations should adopt this, but they try to draw back because they do not see a real return on investment on things like this. So maybe from your experience, Mr. Ayokule, maybe you can share that with us, and then, like I said, Niha can add to it. Is there any benefit that really comes out of all of this, for organizations that have actually adopted these xBRL reporting frameworks from your experience? And then, yeah, like we hear that from Niha as well. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, thank you for that, Hafiz. So I would say that we've already pointed out some of these benefits, but I think I will just emphasize on some of them a little bit more. So one, I would say that in terms of if you are using the current format and you are having errors, you are using a lot of it requires a lot of manual intervention. You are trying to cross-check the numbers. Auditors are coming in trying to verify your papers and things like that. I mean, time is money. The time that you should be using to be concentrating on other productive activities, you are using it for things that that you could have automated. I mean, xBRL has different category of validation, formula validation, DQC, and so many categories of testing that you can do. So that is one, time is money. Secondly, I would say that in terms of stakeholder trust, so if I want to invest in an organization and I'm comparing that organization with another organization, with xBRL, it makes it very easy for me to be able to compare their how they are doing, their current financial standing. You can't do that very easily with the current format. That's also a major advantage. People will be able to invest in you more. It will be clearer that probably you are doing better than your competitors. And another thing is that although you said that the regulatory compliance might not is an issue, but still, I would still say that that's also like in terms of competitive advantage. That cannot be overemphasized. That's also something to consider. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, sir. Niha, anything from you?
Yep, I would definitely agree with Ayunkule, and just want to add one thing that about the famous Enron scam, where everyone is aware of, that would
Yeah.
not been happened if XBRL was there, if the data were
True.
more structured and standardized.
Agree.
So that scam would not have been happened. So if we have to prevent our companies or banks to happen these scams like this, so XBRL is something which is definitely is the answer. Thank you.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you very much. Hamid, I see your hands up. Please go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. So just to add,
Yeah.
as both of them have really added well, but just to describe the advantages of adopting the technologies in this space is more of you see, as in regulatory reporting, is all about the structured data submission, and when it doesn't happen, regulators sometimes penalize the regulated entities as well. So adopting to the technology would certainly help entities to skip through that. Secondly, uh, more structured data being submitted by the entities through the software, through the technology, helps them improve their reputation with the regulators. Thirdly, as rightly mentioned, time is money, and when it comes to a data automation, everything will be an ease of compliance. When it comes to collecting the data, preparing the data manually, when you skip those processes and when you adapt to the technologies, it becomes easy for the entities to collect, to consolidate and report on time, and that's where a lot of advantages being seen. If the entire team is getting free from the compliance burden, and if valuable time can be saved, you can certainly basically invest that time in a lot of more productive work within the organization. So these are the few additional advantages I would see as in adopting to the technologies by the banks or by the financial institutions.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you, Herman. Thank you very much for that. Thank you. I mean, I mean, I don't know what word to use to describe this session. It has been beautiful. Thank you so much for all the inputs from Niha, from Himant, from Ayokunle, especially from also people who are also sending in their questions. And then, of course, beautiful answers that has come with. I see a question also in the chat room. Of course, this is not directed to anybody. It's about if participants will get the training materials. Of course, I'm sure Niha and Hemant are happy to share their slides with us, and then we'll put it across to participant of this call. Once again, the recording also will be shared to everybody who is also a participant of this call. So once again, I mean, this is a beautiful, beautiful session, and we look forward having another like this. I'm sure Niha will be happy to accommodate us once we send in the request. I'm sure Hamid also wouldn't mind, joining us in subsequent events like this. At this juncture, I'd like to bring in my colleague, Mr. Sonny Otegu, to just quickly give us a closing remark, and then we'll bring this beautiful session to a beautiful close. Mr. Sonny, are you there, sir?
Yes, Afish, thank you very much. And good afternoon once again, everyone. I don't know if I'm audible. Afish, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir. I can hear you.
Oh,
Thank
great,
you.
brilliant. Let me start by appreciating our speakers for today from Niha, Hema, and Ayokunle. You guys are wonderful. Thank you for that insightful section and educative section. Thank you very much. And to our, valued esteemed attendee, please, I want to say a big thank you for joining us on this webinar on xBRL strategic compliance and strategic advantage. And I believe you will take advantage of what the expert have shared in this section. We hope that you find these sections informative and insightful as well. For me, SBRL is highly requirement, like, is becoming increasingly important for businesses across the globe. And even though the CBN or the financial institutions are taking the lead in this part of the world, doesn't really necessarily mean that it's only for financial institutions. No, you can see the Dangote taking the lead in that respect. It shows that, or is indicating that he's expanding the scope and it will get to all of us soon. So whether you are financial service space right now, or you are in manufacturing, or you are in other industry, SBRL is very important. Please, let's press this good news and ensure that we are part of this. For us in PSE, right, I'm the Chief Business Development for PSE. PSE, we are committed to helping organizations navigate their regulatory requirement, and also we support with your GRC services and your IT solutions and compliance. So, especially for those in financial institutions, we help with your CBN IT blueprint, and we help you with across board, whether it's your PCI DSS, whether it's your ISO standard, whether it's your TOGAF or your COVID, whatever it is that you're doing in that space. Please talk to us. Our team of experts are always available to guide you, to support, and to help you. I'm not about to take another section this afternoon, so let me end it here. I want to say a big thank you to all the participants and our speaker. Once again, thank you very much, and we look forward to more insightful events like this going forward. Thank you, and have a good day.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sonny. That was beautifully said. Thank you so much. Beautiful, beautiful. Once again, everybody, I mean, this is exactly 1 hour, 30 minutes since the session started. And like I said, we try to keep as much as possible to time so we don't drag people out of their own activities for too long. So at this junction, we say thank you very much, Niha. Thank you very much, Hamad, for joining us in this session. We seriously look forward to having you on subsequent one. For our beautiful participants who are on this call, thank you so much for finding time to join us. And of course, please rest assured, once we have sessions like this again in the future, we obviously will bring you to speed and update you to join us on such sessions. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. Truly appreciate it. Have a lovely day ahead. And of course, expect the slides and recording from us. Do have a lovely one, everybody. Thank you very much, Niha. Thank you, Hamad. Bye for now. Thank you very much,
Thank you,
everybody.
Hafiz. Thank you, everyone.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Hafiz.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.